Hello, everyone. We are continuing this series about how to understand the numerology of your name. So, we are looking right now at a number called the cornerstone. So, in numerology, there's the capstone and there is the cornerstone. There's another video on the capstone. This one is just about the cornerstone. So, this is about the cornerstone is all about the first letter of your first name. Okay, first letter, first name. And this is going to be the first name as it appears on your birth certificate. Okay, so what is this? What does this number reveal? It reveals the nature of your general character. It reveals how you approach things, approach life overall, and how you tend to approach problems and opportunities. So it basically also gives you an idea about how you start things, right? How do I start things in my life? And that is what this number really gives you a window into the components of that. So again, we're using Pythagorean numerology. There are other kinds of numerologies, but that is what we are focusing on. Is comes from Pythagoras. So here is the chart that you would use to translate the letters of your name into numbers. Okay, so you could take a screenshot here. You could pause the video to write it down, get out your phone, however you make notes, whatever. So if you are doing this entire series, if you're very curious about your name numerology, definitely this is the chart that you need to have in front of you. All right, so numbers 1 through 9, and then it goes back again. And this is how the values are derived. All right, so let's give a few examples. I'm using the same names in this video as I did with the capstone video so that you can have kind of the totality of how the cornerstone capstone meets up, how it works together. So the first letter, obviously, of the name Margaret is an M. And an M, if you refer to that chart, is a number 4. All right. So the first letter of Thomas is obviously a T. So that is a number 2. Thomas, the T is a 2. That is quite wonderful alliteration. I love alliteration. So Thomas T. 2. That's a good way to remember it. So the cornerstone, again, this is a little bit of a review. First letter of the first name. We've got in this infographic, we've got letter values over there. We've got the meaning here, which is this, that this number really does reveal the nature of your general character. So when you meet up with someone and you just know their first name, you can tell a lot about them just by that one indicator there. So this is how you approach life overall. It shows how you might respond overarchingly to problems, to opportunities, how you start things in your life. It's really interesting to think about how people do that. Sounds a little bit corny to talk about it this way, but it really isn't. It's like some people take an opportunity and they are just all over it. They are just going to dive in. They're going to impulsively do it, make it happen. There are other people who are very cautious, very tentative, tend to analyze first. I was just talking to a friend of mine about watching Netflix, and we were talking about, I said, I am one of those people who never, when I start a series on Netflix, I never look to see how many seasons or how many episodes there are. I just never do. I don't care. I just want to watch. I just want to be involved, right in the story, and I don't want to have that preconception. And other people I know will not ever start a Netflix series without knowing exactly how many episodes, how long they are, and how many seasons. So it's that sort of thing. Why do certain people approach basic things in life very, very differently? So here on this side, also I have two words that might describe each of the numbers 1 through 9 and the master numbers 11, 22, 33. Basically, if you're really getting into this and you want to know the depth and the breadth that you can really dive into, I am quite the cheerleader for numerology and how deep you can go with it. These videos are meant to just scratch the surface. So if you really want to know more about each of the numbers 1 through 9 and 11 through 22, I have a couple books that you can reference. You can also, of course, reference online. Just again, this is just to give you a feeling about what these letters might mean for you and how to take and how to really put it together. Okay, so let's take a look at Margaret. M is a number 4. So, in order to think about how the cornerstone might show up for Margaret, she probably approaches life with a more serious, a more methodical, a responsible, rather hard-working attitude. She would deal with problems and challenges in a very practical and a very pragmatic way. Again, very, just a little snippet of how Margaret might show up, and yet the 4 is the M, and a very much more I don't know, much more this or that, black and white, yes or no, is the way that this person might meet their problems, right? Or not problems per se, but experiences. Let's just put it in that overarching, the experience bucket. So then, if we look at Thomas, the T is a number 2. Thomas would potentially approach life with a very sensitive, very relationship oriented, and intuitive nature, with a very loving attitude, with someone who is really concerned about those he was concerned about. And usually he has a high antenna out for the concern of those he loves, those in his circle, right? He would deal with problems and challenges in a very kind way, in a very diplomatic way, a very mediative way, and always looking for win-wins. That would be something that would happen with Thomas. So, in essence, the cornerstone indicates how you start things. That's the video we just went over. And then the capstone, take a look on the playlist. There is a capstone video as well, indicates how you finish things.